Hi guys, this is Red, and lately many of you guys have asked me how do I make my crafting recipes on ground in my one command block creations that I bring every Saturday to you. So today I'm finally here to answer to this question. Well, it is simple if you know how to do it, but I'm going to explain you step by step how you can make custom crafting recipes on ground into your vanilla Minecraft world. So Minecraft has a lot of crafting recipes, but for us the players is not enough. For example, if you want to craft colored clay, you will need some hardened clay and a colored dye to finally color them. But what if I don't have hardened clay? What if I have normal clay but I still want to create some colored hardened clay? And since we don't have this crafting recipe in Minecraft, in vanilla Minecraft, you can see that I cannot color normal clay. Well, this time command blocks are going to help us. I'm quickly going to demonstrate it to you how it works. If I drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clay blocks and 1 lapis lazuli item, there we go. You can see that I have crafted other 8 blue hardened clay using just normal clay. Okay, so how did I do that? Well, these command blocks in here are the answer. If you want to add some custom crafting recipes into your world, make sure to create a column of command blocks exactly like mine. Make sure that they look the same. You can pause the video and then come back. Done. Okay, perfect. If you're done, make sure that the first violet command block is set on repeat unconditional and always active, and all the other ones are set on chain unconditional and always active. You will find all the commands that I have used in this video in the video description. There's a link, go click it and you'll be forwarded to my webpage where you can find all the commands used. Okay, the very first thing that you guys have to do is you have to show the block IDs. How do you do that? Well, normally in Minecraft, when you look for an item, you just see coal ore and it specifies what type of block is. For example, coal ore is building block. But we want to see the block ID, the ID of that block. How do we do that? You have to press F3 plus H at the same time, and you'll see in chat that we have the advanced tooltips shown. Now, if I go and search for an item, let's say for example a dye, you see an extra line in gray that says Minecraft : dye. Well, that is the ID of the block. For example, for lapis lazuli item, the ID is not lapis _ lazuli, but it is Minecraft : dye. Well, the creators of Minecraft liked to add it in the dye section. Now, the first thing you have to do, you have to create a scoreboard objective. It doesn't matter how you name it. You can change the name from crafting to a name that you wish, but make sure that it is a type of dummy. What you have to do, you copy it from the website, paste it in the chat and hit enter, and you'll be able to create the scoreboard. Now it says that the objective already exists because I have already created it previously. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to set these command blocks in here. The first 2 command blocks are adding the items to the scoreboard, and the next 4 command blocks in here are doing the magic. So to make the game able to detect items and add them into a scoreboard, it is really simple. We have to use this scoreboard command. So what it does, it gives to an item a score of 1 to the crafting scoreboard objective, and now this last bit of the command, it specifies what items we want the game to detect. This part in here that says on ground : 1b, it specifies that we want to detect the item only when it is on ground. If you want the item to be detected when it is in the air, you just have to delete this part of the command block and leave it as it is now. But I want the game to detect the item only when it is on ground. Then this last bit in here specifies what type of item and how many items of the same type we want to detect. For example, now we want to detect for clay blocks and exactly 8 clay blocks, not 9, not 7. We want to detect exactly 8 clay blocks on the ground. So now if I quickly add the scoreboard objectives, set display side, you can see that when I drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, when I drop the 8th block, you can see that it is added to the scoreboard, and as you can see they have a score of 1. Now when I drop the lapis lazuli item on ground, you can see that a number 2 appears. This is because we have told the game that we want to give a score of 2 to the lapis lazuli item. For each different item that you guys are going to use in your crafting recipes, make sure that all of them have a different score on the scoreboard. If you look inside this command block in here, we are giving a score of 2 to a lapis lazuli, which ID is dye, and then we want to specify that we are looking for only 1 lapis lazuli item with a damage value of 4. So if you want to detect for a different dye, you just have to go in here, for example lime dye, and you can see that it has a damage value of 10. What you have to do, you have to write 10 instead of 4, and if you want the player to use more dice for one crafting, you just have to say, for example, specify that you want the player to use 2 dice instead of 1. But now let's go back because we want to detect for only 1 blue die, and then press enter. The next 4 command blocks in here are going to do the magic. What I've done, I'm just going to copy this command block in here on WordPad so you can see it all, and you can see that we are executing for the item with a score of 1, which are the 8 clay blocks, and then in the same game tick we are executing again, this time for the item with a score of 2 on the crafting scoreboard objective, which is the lapis lazuli item, and we are specifying that we want it to be in a radius of 1 blocks from the first block. So whenever the lapis lazuli item is detected in a radius of 1 block near the 8 clay blocks, this command in here is executed. So whenever the 8 clay blocks and the 1 lapis lazuli item are detected in a radius of 1, some end rod particles are generated. If you want, of course, you can change the particle type with a particle that you want, but in this case I'm using end rod because I use end rod particles in all of my crafting recipes. Then the next command block in here is similar. Again, it is executing for both the items to be in a radius of 1 from each other, and then it plays the sound that is played when a player uses an anvil. These 2 command blocks in here, if you want, you can just avoid placing them. If you don't want to have particles, it's fine. If you don't want to have a sound played, it's fine. It's just some aesthetic stuff. What you really need is the 3rd command, which is exactly this one. Let me copy it and paste it in here. Again, we are executing for the 2 items together, and then finally this command here summons 8 blue stain hardened clay blocks. And that is it. The last command block in here, what it does, again, it executes and checks if the 2 items are on ground and close to each other, and then kills them, because of course we don't want the player to take back the items that he used to craft the recipes. He only gets the new items, and the old items are just killed. And you can see that here we are killing all the items with a score that is between 1 and 2. So basically we are killing the 8 normal clay blocks and the lapis lazuli item. So that is it about crafting recipes. Now guys, if you want to create more complicated crafting recipes, for example using 3 items, what you'll have to do, you have to add another command block in here. Let's say that you want to use, I don't know, let's say that we want to use 8 clay blocks, 1 lapis lazuli item, and a sand block to craft the 8 colored blue hardened clays. What you have to do, you have to first add the sand block to the scoreboard objective. Now make sure that you give to it a different number, let's say 3. If you want, you can give it a score of 100, it doesn't matter, but make sure that it is different for each item that you want to use. And then you have, of course, to change dye with sand, because the idea of sand is sand. We want to use only 1 sand block, and since sand doesn't have a damage, you will have to remove that part. And then please press enter. Make sure that this is in the activated line of command blocks. And now if we drop sand on ground, you can see that the number 3 appears, and this means that the game detects the sand. The next step you'll have to do, have set up the command in here so you guys can see it. This is a whole command and this is another whole command. What you have to do, you just have to add, after the execute commands, you just have to execute again for another item that this time has a score of 3, same in a radius of 1. Let's say that we want to create a crafting recipe with 4 items. What you have to do, you'll have to add another execute command that this time executes for an item that has a score of 4 or 1000, it doesn't matter, it depends on what score you give to the item. And after all of these execute commands, you can finally generate the particles, the play sounds, but make sure that when you kill the items, you again detect for all the items, and then when you kill them, you have to specify, you have to say that you want to kill items that have a score from minimum of 1 to maximum of 4, because this time we want to kill the item with a score of 1, with a score of 2, with a score of 3, and with a score of 4. And that is it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and then boom, it gave us, it gave us only 4 blocks because we didn't specify. We have to specify that we want to give 8 clay blocks to the player. That is it, guys. I hope that this tutorial was useful for you. If it was useful or you liked the video, please make sure to leave a like under it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. New command creations are coming every week, new tutorials. I wish you all a nice week, and I'll see you all guys in my next video. See you, bye.